from the post-millennial, FBI drops ADL partnership in split from Comey's playbook. That era is finished. This FBI formally rejects Comey's policies and any paid partnership with the ADL. Okay, first and foremost, Cash didn't know about this until Twitter put... okay, I don't know that for sure, but people started tweeting, hey, look at this old tweet where the FBI has a partnership with the ADL. All of a sudden, Cash is like, no way, shut it down. I don't think Cash actually knew they were doing this.
This all started with Perry Abbasi. Got shout out to Perry Abbasi on Twitter, the great Pericles of Chicago, where he pulled up the fact that Turning Point USA, even in the wake of the insane political murder of Charlie Kirk, was still listed by the ADL as an extremist hate group.
Yep.
And then
real quick, did you know that almost every single number was considered racist? I am not exaggerating.
Oh yeah.
It was a meme where it's
in
like,
the old glossary.
Yeah, you'd go to the ADL glossary and you type in 1, it'd be like the number 1 is racist. Because
the number 1 is racist connotations.
The okay sign. You do the okay sign.
Yeah, no. But I understand that they try to shoehorn in weird symbols. But literally saying the numbers 1 through 90 are racist, you're just like, what?
Wait, wasn't 311 like?
Oh yeah,
like 311 was the thing. That always made me laugh because it's like
slamming his fist on the table.
Yeah, you're like so I like 311. Whoa! And
you're like, I just like listening to this music, man. Why are you yelling?
And so
at me?
that started. But Perry Abbasi, what he did, looking that up, just started this ball rolling because he just posting, right? Literally just posting, and then Elon hits it. And then it starts getting bigger, and then the ADL has to take down their glossary, which happened. We broke the news yesterday here on the show, and then today, boom, Cassio's. Wait, there's a partnership with those numbskulls.
ADL was training FBI agents.
Yeah, but they also have a partnership with YouTube and PayPal. PayPal was deciding who was going to be debanked and who was going to have an account based on what the ADL was telling them to do, as they were literally just celebrating the deplatforming of Alex Jones. So this is a censorship type of organization that has bullied organizations and institutions and has clearly violated the First Amendment. There should be federal charges by the federal government against the ADL.
Now, if Cash is the head of the FBI and he just found out about this, how much is going on behind his back, on a regular basis, deep statey type stuff that the head
98% more probably.
Yeah.
I would imagine they'd probably keep the FBI head on a leash. I mean, J. Edgar Hoover was like the guy that had compromat on everybody, and this current administration does not seem to be interested in gaining compromat on people, or if they do, they don't want to talk about it.
We need another J. Edgar Hoover.
That was like the Epstein thing. They were like hoovering people with Ghislaine Maxwell was playing Hoover for her daddy.
I'm getting real close to just re-uploading our episode with Joe Rogan and Alex Jones, because they claimed that, oh yeah, we're going to review these, but they're paying Trump $25 million YouTube, and they're claiming that they're going to uncensor all these things. And 3 years after we did the episode with Rogan, Luke, Alex Jones, Blair White, Drew Hernandez, Ian, I mean, it was a massive show. They took it down, citing some nebulous medical misinformation. It's still down today, even though they've already announced they'd be reversing this. And I've appealed it over and over and over again. I'm getting real close to being like, I'm just going to re-upload the whole thing. Just re-upload it straight up. There you go.
Is it on Rumble already?
It was our biggest show, right?
Yeah. Actually, it was at the time. Now, the episode we did with Darren Beatty is the biggest show we've ever done. I don't know why, Darren. I don't know why, but we did a show with him. It has like 10 or 11 million views.
He's got that Midas touch.
He does. Well, you know what I think it was something contextual at the time that we were talking about that was big, and he shared it with his network, and then it ended up taking off on Rumble.
What's the history of the ADL? Like, who funds it, who started it, and why? Do you guys know?
That's anti-Semitic, Ian.
Yeah, you
is,
can
it,
ask that question.
Is it off the top of your head? Was it an actual Israeli company, or was it?
Well, I don't know about that.
Is it like secret?
It was American. It was started in the South over a disputed case involving an individual named Leo Frank, who they claim was lynched for anti-Semitic purposes.
But he was accused of hurting a 13-year-old child.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
and so the ADL was sort of born in a very similar vein to the SPLC, based in the South at that time. ADL was earlier, and as a way for purportedly for Jews and Jewish groups to be able to defend themselves both legally and in the public sphere.
Yeah, he was convicted by a jury of
Leo Frank.
Yeah, he was convicted by a jury of forcing himself and taking the life of a 13-year-old girl.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Yikes!
Leo Frank.
It's called the Anti-Defamation League, but it's funny because liberals like to put anti in front of the things they do. So when they're like, I'm anti-racist, let's segregate races. You're like, what? They're like, I'm anti-fascist, let's brutally beat people who disagree with us. And then the ADL's like, we're anti-defamation, let's smear and defame tons of people.
I'm just thinking about that anti-communist. Where is he right now? You're not a communist,
I mean,
Phil,
by this
are you?
logic, he's basically saying he's a communist now.
I hope you're not.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. There's like, let's call ourselves anti whatever it is we do, and then people will be like,
we're anti-fascist. We're anti-defamation.
It's like a lazy sledgehammer, man. It does nothing.
Now, is it like an Al Sharpton type of operation where it's like, we'll go after Pepsi and call Pepsi racist unless you donate, $500K?
Yes.
Pepsi.
Okay,
Yes,
Pepsi
it very much became that. Yes.
Pepsi is very racist unless they give Turning Point $1 million.
And we are changed $5,000.
So I was trying to pull up my old tweets about this, but the ADL at one point, and this was recently that this came up within the last couple of years, they had a definition of racism that was ripped straight from critical race theory, where they were basically saying that that race, the definition, if you looked up the definition of racism on the ADL's website, it said a system of privileges that benefit white people.
Well, I think
so. Basically, only white people could be racist.
There was some controversy because they had some definition of racism that was woke that also insulted Jews in some way or something. And
that's what I'm trying to pull up because I remember that too. Yeah,
where people are like, "Hey, doesn't this apply to Israel and Jews?" And they deleted it real quick.
And then they had to do an interim definition of racism, which I just thought was so funny.
We don't know
it's
what
an
it
interim
is.
definition. It's like, you guys are supposed to be the experts on this. You're training the FBI. You're working with local law enforcement. You've been working with Homeland Security. So what they need to do is all of these groups, the ADL, the SPLC, whatever little acronym organization they come up with, they need to be shunned. They need to be ostracized. They need to be kicked out of society. It is groups like this that put Turning Point USA on their hate maps, put them on the list. This led to the smearing, censorship, canceling, ostracism, and by the way, they tried to use state power to take down this organization. The FBI placed this under investigation last year. We're still getting the receipts on that. And then ultimately, when all of that failed, somebody took a shot at Charlie Kirk and killed him. And it all has to go. It all has to go away. We have to stop this. We have to stop it now.
I think it's going to get worse. I'm kind of at my wit's end. I'm trying to be. Everyone's being very diplomatic. They are trying not to shock or offend. And I'm kind of like, let's remove that veil. I think it's fine to be professional and not antagonistic, but I'm done being overly diplomatic to protect the feelings of other people. I think it's important that we just say what we think about what people are doing. That being said, there are a lot of people that I think are ignoring the scope of this problem. There are a lot of prominent individuals that, to get specific, Dana White, we talked about this morning, where he said,
I went, actually, when you got off the show, I kind of went off in my last segment.
Right. I don't want to
get into it, but it's like, people just need to wake up. People just need to wake. And Joe Rogan saying he was shocked, and it's guys, it's very urgent.
Actually,
it's urgent.
Luke pointed something out
urgent
about
situation.
That.
Yeah, well, he during the moment that it happened, he was interviewing Charlie Sheen, and during that moment, he even said himself, like, people are probably going to celebrate this. So he knew.
What is the now saying? I'm shocked that this is happening, and
he was bigger than he thought. I guess I don't know.
I will cut him some slack in that. I think it's fair. I said I was surprised to see people I knew for decades. I'm not surprised by nurses and teachers doing these things because these teachers have been giving kids smut and defending it. Like weird books I can't even say on this show because I try to be family friendly. That's how disgusting it is.
Well, the teachers' colleges and teachers' colleges are particularly Marxist. All colleges at this point are Marxist, except for the ones that are explicitly anti-Marxist. But the teachers' colleges are explicitly Marxist. They are basically like Marxist madrasas, and they're creating these domestic terrorist instructors and then sending them out into the world.
We talked a little bit about this on Charlie's show earlier. I think it's going to get worse because throwing it out credit to Will Chamberlain. This point is very important. I told him, I won't call for these people to be fired, but I won't defend them. And he said, you're nicer than me. I think they should be fired. A society that tolerates the veneration of assassination is a society that has opened the door to civil war. These people should not be welcome in polite society. I'm paraphrasing for the most part, but I said, you know what? You're right. If we continue to allow people on social media and in the workplace or wherever they are to celebrate assassinations, justify the assassinations, we are going to get more. And I will stress this, as much as we have condemned it, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to Dana White. I'm saying I'm not going to be super diplomatic, okay? I'm going to call it like it is and say, Dana, you need to pay attention to what's going on. These people have celebrated Luigi Mangione, and then Charlie Kirk is killed less than a year later. I don't want any more people to die, and it's particularly terrifying when it comes home. And that's why when I see Dana White say, look, people shouldn't lose their jobs. Okay. When these people start celebrating assassins and then they start calling you out because you have defended Trump and helped Trump win, what are we going to say? I don't want that to happen to Dana White. I love USC. I think he's a business mastermind. I love the work that he's done. I'm a huge fan. We should say to anybody who wants to go online and celebrate murders, political murders for political ends, you're gone. Because we are not going to create a path towards monetization, followers. You will not be venerated. You will be excised.
That's the line.
Polite
so Tim, after we talked about this last night, and as soon as I got back to my hotel, if we finish up the show and I get a call that said, so over on the post-millennial side, we had Katie Davis Court was out in the field in Portland, and they say, hey, Katie just got assaulted.
Yep.
And at first it's okay. How is she? Is she all right? Are we in comms with her? And this Antifa female had basically taken a flagpole and swung it like a baseball bat and cracked her and almost blew her eye out. And thank God, she's going to get medical and checked out. I haven't seen the actual reports, but it seems like she just got a black eye. A couple inches to the left, couple inches north, could have been a lot worse. And then she was calling and posting videos saying the local police here in Portland won't even arrest her. I chased her down the street. I have all of this on film. They say it's too dangerous for us to go into this Antifa safe house that she located. So then I'm calling up like members of DHS that I know, some of the higher ups there, members of the administration, sending this out. I say, guys, we got to do something. So we're using geolocation. Okay, she posted this on this corner, so she's in this vicinity. If it's been this many minutes, she's gone this far. And fortunately, we were able to locate her. She kept working. She kept going. Tim, there's been complete silence. You talked about it. A lot of people talked about it, but almost complete silence from conservative media, complete silence from mainstream media. No journalist associations have reached out. Nothing.
I think we need federal law enforcement to stop playing games.
Yes.
And I mean political games. Why is it the line has been crossed with these terror attacks on ICE facilities? The first one, they had Antifa people outside throwing fireworks. When ICE walked outside to say, okay, they're throwing fireworks, someone in the woods unloaded with a rifle. It was a diversion tactic. It was a plan. And then we get 3 terror attacks. You are allowed to peaceably assemble in this country. We respect that. That means you can stand outside, hold up your signs, scream all you want, but you can't throw stuff. You can't blow stuff up. You can't physically attack ICE officers or smash windows and attack vehicles. I'm even willing to accept nonviolent civil disobedience, meaning if they sit down and link arms in front of the chain link fence, then they'll come up, they'll get arrested for a disorderly or something, slap on the wrist, all of that's acceptable. But why are we allowing them to physically attack people and police, and the feds are still holding back? Now, with all due respect, I understand they've stepped things up quite a bit, but I'm just saying the moment you get obstruction, you say you are all going to be arrested. We are not going to create a circumstance where terrorists can continue these attacks. The line has been crossed. I'm not going to play these games where it's like, well, we know there are terror attacks that have happened, but our concern is like, no. The left crossed the line 3 times with these terror attacks on ICE, let alone the other attacks we've seen and the murder of Charlie Kirk. Circumstance and context matters. When someone comes out and says, but you can't have a protest disrupted by... No. You can when we have been dealing with, what are we at, 30 to 40 terror attacks this year already. And I mean literal, overt shootings, fire bombings, some of them murders. We say extenuating circumstance have been created by the left. We don't want to live this way, but there's a reason why we're deploying ICE, CBP, and National Guard. If you come out to an ICE facility and you are causing these problems, you will be arrested. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.